Assalamualaikum everyone. This is Samaya, studying at Rehan AI teacher training in Rehan. Today I'm here with a meaningful and powerful topic that plays a crucial role in personal and professional success: the importance of empathy in leadership and teamwork. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. In leadership and teamwork, empathy helps build trust, improve communication, and create a supportive environment. A leader who listens and understands can inspire the team, while empathetic team members collaborate more effectively and resolve conflicts peacefully. In today's fast-paced world, empathy is not just a soft skill, it's a leadership strength. So explore this topic with ChatGPT. Let's explore this topic with ChatGPT. ChatGPT, I have questions about the importance of empathy in leadership and teamwork.
Absolutely. I'm really glad you're diving into this topic. It's such a vital one. What aspects are you thinking about specifically? Are you curious about how empathy influences decision making, trust, or maybe conflict resolution in teams?
First of all, what is empathy in leadership?
Yeah, great starting point. So, empathy in leadership is really about a leader's ability to understand and share the feelings of their team members. It means being attuned to others' emotions, perspectives, and needs, not just focusing on tasks or outcomes. And when leaders lead with empathy, it really helps build trust, collaboration, and a sense of belonging.
So it's understanding and valuing others' feelings, right?
Exactly. It's that intentional practice of putting yourself in someone else's shoes. And it's not just a passive thing. You're actively listening, being open to their experiences, and then responding in a way that shows you care. That kind of connection can transform how a team works together.
Why is empathy important for leaders?
Yeah, that's a huge one. Empathy is important because it helps leaders build trust and rapport so team members feel seen and valued. It also means leaders are more tuned in to potential issues so they can spot disengagement early, reduce conflicts, and foster a supportive environment. In short, it humanizes leadership.
In short, it builds trust and respect.
Exactly. And when people trust their leader, they're more likely to share ideas openly, take initiative, and collaborate more effectively. So empathy really becomes a foundation for a positive, high performing team culture.
Right, ChatGPT, how does empathy improve teamwork?
Oh, great question. So, when leaders and team members practice empathy, it creates this sense of psychological safety. People feel safer to express concerns, offer ideas, and even take risks. Plus, empathy helps resolve misunderstandings quickly so everyone stays more connected and aligned, boosting overall teamwork.
It strengthens collaboration.
Absolutely. So, when people feel understood and supported, they're more willing to collaborate openly. They share their knowledge, they brainstorm more creatively, and they're more likely to bring diverse perspectives to the table. So empathy really acts like a glue that binds everyone's strengths together.
And can empathy reduce workplace conflict?
Exactly. When people feel heard and understood, they're less likely to misinterpret each other or make assumptions, which cuts down on unnecessary conflict. And when conflicts do arise, empathy lets teams handle them more constructively, keeping everyone's focus on solutions.
It is promoting understanding, right?
Yes, exactly. At its core, empathy is all about building that deeper understanding. And when everyone on a team feels understood, they're more connected, engaged, and motivated to work toward shared goals.
Right, ChatGPT, what happens when leaders lack empathy?
Ah, that's a great point. When leaders lack empathy, team members can feel overlooked or disconnected. That often leads to disengagement, lower morale, and even higher turnover. So without empathy, the whole team dynamic can suffer.
Teams feel if the leaders lack empathy.
Of course. So when leaders lack empathy, they might miss important emotional cues, which can create a really transactional, even rigid environment that makes it harder for people to be themselves, innovate, or stay committed. So empathy really humanizes leadership and keeps teams thriving.
How does empathy impact communication?
You're welcome. I'm really glad we unpacked this. If any other questions pop up or you want to dive deeper into another aspect, I'm here for it.
My question is, how does empathy impact communication?
Ah, that's a great angle. Empathy really enhances communication because it helps people feel heard and validated. When a leader or team member responds with empathy, it makes the conversation more open, less defensive, and it encourages more honest dialogue.
Right. So it is more effective. It make more effective, right?
Exactly. When communication is anchored in empathy, it's not just about transmitting information, it's about truly connecting. That leads to fewer misunderstandings, better clarity, and ultimately stronger teamwork. So, yes, it makes communication much more
What
effective.
role does empathy play in decision making?
Ooh, that's a really important one. Empathy in decision making means considering how choices will impact people, not just metrics or profits. When leaders bring empathy to the table, they weigh the human side of the equation, which leads to more inclusive, sustainable decisions that people really stand behind.
How can teams practice empathy daily?
Absolutely. Teams can practice empathy every day by checking in with each other, actively listening during meetings, and being mindful of different perspectives. Small everyday actions like asking how someone is or pausing before reacting can build a really empathetic culture over time.
In my opinion, teams can practice empathy daily by practicing each other. Respecting each other.
I think that's a really powerful point. Respect is such a key part of empathy. When we respect each other's viewpoints, we naturally create space for understanding and compassion. So, by respecting one another, we're laying that foundation for daily empathy.
Right. ChatGPT, can empathy help in leadership growth?
Oh, absolutely. Empathy is a huge driver of leadership growth because it helps leaders become more self aware and more attuned to what their team needs. As leaders practice empathy, they build stronger relationships, earn trust, and they become more effective in their decision making and guidance.
How does empathy affect team morale?
Oh, definitely. When leaders show empathy, it boosts morale because people feel valued and supported. They know their leader cares about them as individuals, so that sense of care and belonging naturally uplifts the entire team, leading to more positivity and engagement.
So, ChatGPT, can empathy prevent misunderstandings?
Yes, exactly. When leaders and team members approach conversations with empathy, they're more likely to clarify intentions, ask thoughtful questions, and avoid jumping to conclusions. That reduces the risk of miscommunication and keeps everyone on the same page.
Okay, important in remote teams as well.
Oh, absolutely. In remote teams, empathy is even more crucial because you don't have the same in person cues. When leaders and teammates actively show empathy, like checking in, being patient, or acknowledging personal challenges, it helps bridge the gap, keeping the team connected and engaged despite the distance.
Right. What about diversity? Can empathy support that?
Absolutely. Empathy is a huge support for diversity because it helps us recognize and appreciate different backgrounds, perspectives, and experiences. When teams lead with empathy, they create a space where everyone truly feels included and that diversity can be fully leveraged.
Can empathy improve employee satisfaction?
Yes, it does. When people feel understood and supported, they're more satisfied in their roles. Empathy makes employees feel like their whole selves matter, which boosts engagement, loyalty, and overall job satisfaction.
Right, ChatGPT. What about trust? Can does empathy build that?
Ah, great point. Empathy is really foundational to trust. When leaders and team members demonstrate empathy, they signal that they care about others' well being. That reliability and openness is what builds strong trust, which in turn strengthens the whole team dynamic.
Right, ChatGPT. What is one key benefit of empathy in leadership?
One key benefit of empathy is that it fosters deeper connection. When people connect on a human level, it builds a sense of trust and belonging, which makes collaboration and communication so much more effective.
So, stronger relationships. What about that?
Yes, exactly. Empathy really strengthens relationships because it creates a sense of mutual respect and understanding. And when those relationships are strong, teams collaborate more smoothly, handle challenges better, and they stay motivated over the long term.
Right, ChatGPT. As we come to the end, we learn that empathy is not just about feeling; it's about connecting, understanding, and leading with the heart. whether you are a leader or a team member. Practicing empathy can transform relationships
That's a
and create
perfect closing.
positive,
Empathy
productive
really is that
environments.
bridge.
Thank you so much, ChatGPT, for
Exactly.
being there and sharing such insightful, valuable insights with us.
Of course. I'm really glad we could dive into this together. If you ever want to explore more leadership or team dynamics topics, I'm always here.
So, thank you so much for joining today. Stay kind, stay understanding, and keep growing. This is Sumaya AI Wali signing off.